Eyes are closed. We will start practice. We say practice, but more it is reflective meditation, you can say, where the knowledge is understood and we move into that awareness. We can typically classify these meditation and mindfulness practices based on the steps, but the fundamental of meditation is to reach to a state where all the doubts are removed and we live into the state of being. And that is why we have these principles. So eyes are closed, body is made comfortable. Obviously, you can say it's a higher meditation journey, but all meditation are the same depending on the seekers. So body is comfortable, find out the most comfortable position of the body, and you are aware of the body. When you are aware, that is a knowledge, an experience, a sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Check that the body is not struggling anymore. It is there inside. Inside, the mind is aware of, devoid of any conflict and struggle with the body. That is the right time to move the mind within, look inside the head, look inside the head, be there. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. What our life is struggling for? Unhappiness. It does not mean that we do not have happiness 24/7. We have moments of happiness. But what we are seeking in Eastern wisdom is that we want a happiness everywhere, all the time, in all the situations, in all the conditions. That is the main point. That is my altar. That is my highest aspiration in my life. So if that aspiration is lacking, then the mind turns towards the world and gets engaged, enters into attachment and duality and a conflict. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Literal meaning is, may there be peace for all. If mind has to reflect on it, that every living species is aspiring, desiring for that peace. Every living species. And then we struggle for the stress, how to manage the stress. So what is the highest aspiration in any meditation? That I want a permanent peace in my life. So that thought in the form of a knowledge should be present all the time. Whether I'm living a personal, professional, social life or family life. Why have started with this mantra? You are very clear, you are a higher seeker, you are very clear what exactly it means listening and learning from a teacher. Two types. Right side, I'm pointing you, right side and the left side of the heart. That makes a change. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Let there be completeness in all. Completeness in all? Who I am to say complete? I'm just aspiring, desiring the completeness. I'm recognizing. What I'm recognizing? That there is a wholeness and completeness in every being on this planet. So when we don't recognize that sense of completeness, mind feels the sense of incompleteness, that creates a desire, and that mind with that desire runs in the world, causes attachment, detachment, suffering, delusion, intellectual fantasy, and we are lost in the world. Entire journey of the Eastern wisdom is like this. So, can I put highest altar in my life? Permanent happiness, permanent peace, permanent, that is wholeness, and the auspiciousness. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Means auspiciousness in our life. So, do I create an auspiciousness or do I enter into an auspiciousness? Eastern wisdom asks that question. So, the simple answer, we enter into the auspiciousness. So, is the auspiciousness always present? Yes, it is always present. Eastern wisdom declares with a but what is preventing me? The impurities of the mind, ignorance caused by the ignorance and ego. We cannot directly attack the ego, but we can remove the impurities of the mind. We remove the limbs of the ego. They are the impurities. We will understand as we have been understanding. Now, what it does. So we should always remember in the background of our mind. Satsang. Result is detachment. Satsang and detachment results into dispassion. All the three results in natural steadiness of the mind. Here comes the meditation. Natural steadiness. The mind is not struggling to be steady. It is aware, it is comfortable, and it is easy. It is not carried away, forced by the conflict in the mind. That is important, my friend. So that is what I spoke in detail. Satsangatve, Nisasangatvam. Satsang to detachment, Nisangatve to nirmohatvam. Detachment to dispassion, nirmohatve, nischaltatvam. From the dispassion to natural steadiness of the mind, and nischal tattve, jivana mukti. From the natural steadiness of the mind results into freedom. That freedom is known as awakening. Is it not there? I have to create? No, it is already there. So what are the indications of this? And we already understood that point also. Knowledge to humility, humility to becoming a qualified seeker, become from qualified seeker to gain inner and the external wealth, and from the inner and external wealth now I know what kind of an action that I need to do in my daily life means change in behavior and attitude, and that again results into freedom. So I should be able to understand and experience the changes in my life every time I practice. Vidya dadati vinayam, knowledge results into humility. What is that humility? It is different from a sense of the ego. Even the ego thinks about it. So that very subtle ego says, I know that I don't know the real self, hence I must pursue the path of Eastern wisdom. That is humility. So what happens? I start becoming a qualified seeker. I have already told you previously. So when we are a seeker, what happens? Inner and the external wealth. What is inner wealth? Calmness, withdrawal of the senses, natural discipline of the sense organs. We do not fall into any kind of sensuality, seeking pleasure in the world. A kind of an endurance comes. That endurance is a positive state. Oh, I have a pain in the body, it's okay. Pain is in the body, not in me. Then comes the faith, and that results into, oh, your mind is relatively carefree during the day. That we should understand clearly. These are the changes. Another point that perhaps I have never mentioned, we say our final goal of life, or only goal of life, is self-discovery, self-realization, awakening. That naturally includes our wealth, earning the wealth. It gives you the way. Have a sense of pleasure in the world without any attachment. So that state results into karma yoga. That changes into behavior and attitude, and again results into freedom. One day we find that I'm already there, what I'm searching for. That is what is important in the journey. That is what is important in the journey of meditation. So we are comfortable, settled in the comfort behind and beyond the current state of the mind. No duality, no conflict. What it means? Unwanted thought enters into the mind, and as we understood, lane 1 belongs to the unwanted thought and feeling. That's good. So you are aware of that. The moment you are aware that you are already in the lane 2. Why? Who is aware is always different from what it is aware of. Oh, that is, yes. So being comfortable and being carefree both possibly go together for a higher seeker. So on one hand, you experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness in the body. You are aware of the unwanted thought and feeling and images. You are aware. You and unwanted thought, feeling, they are separate. That is how I explained the way we have a highway, 3-lane highway. Mind is also a 3-lane highway. Lane 1 is unwanted thoughts and feeling and images. You are aware that you is the lane 2, is the intellect, is the observer, is the witness. The moment you have a witness, awareness, the result in the background is calmness and peace. If that is not there, we have to go back, we again become aware. Pay attention. It's all the knowledge that takes place. I am aware of unwanted, unwelcome thoughts at this moment. So I am, intellect identifies with I am, and it de-identifies with the unwanted thoughts and images. Why this is a challenge? Because both are happening in the same mind. One is the simple thinking mind, and the other is the intellect. And the third is the lane three. We all experience the peace and calmness and anxiety in the same through the same mind. That is a challenging. But if we accept the challenge by removing the impurities of the mind, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 1, unwanted thoughts and the feeling. You see, the lane 3 experiences the sensation, comfort and steadiness in the body. But it says my mind is not listening to me. My mind has unwanted thoughts and the feeling. That is the challenging part. That is the challenging part. So somewhere in the same mind, we experience the sensation, comfort and steadiness in the body, but at the same time, mind says, I have unwanted thoughts. So you identify with it, you forget the lane 2. You don't identify, you remember it, observer is different from the observed, done. So then what happens? The body also experiences the state of comfort and calmness, so the mind is. Even if the thoughts are coming and going. In the background of the mind, satsang, detachment, dispassion, steadiness of the mind, freedom. In the background of the mind, to experience the changes, knowledge, humility, qualified seeker, inner and the external wealth, changes behavior and attitude, freedom. That is in the background. When the knowledge remains in the background, it becomes easy to handle the mind. Mind is not handling us. We'll continue our journey with active steps, pointed awareness on the breath. Now you are aware of the forehead, the center of the forehead. They are all symbolic. Understand it. So you are aware of the center of the forehead. You look inside the skin of the forehead, and we instantly experience the blankness and emptiness, and in that space or emptiness, you pick a point, whether it's a darkness. What it means by picking a point? A conscious, gentle effort. I talked about from the verse Kakacheshta Bakodhyanam. Effort like a crow. It's a conscious, natural effort to pick a point in the space inside the head. It's an unknown territory, and there also we pick a point. So it's a constant effort, conscious effort, natural. It is not creating any sense of duality and a conflict. And there we drop Om Shanti. We are engaging the mind. Be very clear, that's how this process of meditation works. Very good. So every time you see a point, you say Om Shanti, and then there is a pause. It's a natural pause. I will explain it again. Be very clear. So there is a pause, and again you see the point in the space, and you drop Om Shanti. Now we'll go to the meaning of the Om. Om is the real self. When we know we are awakened, Shanti is the expression of that real self. So now we are doing Om Shanti, pause, Om Shanti. So we are not giving a pause, the pause is naturally there. And what is the pause? Pause is nothing but that emptiness or that blankness. My friend, we write on a whiteboard with a black pen. That whiteboard never dissolves, never disappears. That is the pause in between the two Om Shanti. No, I can keep myself on the space only. It is not possible. Mind will play the trick. Mind will create, bring, retrieve, return to millions of the thoughts, causes the attachment, and then we fall into ignorance. Oh, that is why we are doing Om Shanti. Be 100% clear. What we are doing, we should have 100% awareness and a knowledge. And if that is possible, something great happens. So that is now Om Shanti. Now what happens in our daily life, that action makes us unconscious. Action makes us unconscious, habitual, instinctive, impulsive. So in that state, dropping Om Shanti with awareness of the space, with a pointed awareness inside the head, we are asking the mind, why don't you perform some action to see whether it is possible? And that action is our breath. What we do, you are dropping Om Shanti in the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and you start gentle breathing through the rib cage, gentle, quick, and short breath. So what experience? In the beginning you have an experience. Every time you inhale, your chest expands. Every time you exhale, the chest contracts. Just continue gentle breathing into the rib cage with awareness of the stillness, and Om Shanti continues. on a point in the space. You're aware of the space between the two. Om Shanti. So a lot of things are going on in the background. In the front only we see that I'm breathing quick and fast. That is where the problem arises in our daily life. In the background, a lot of things are going on, and we fall into anxiety, duality, because of the outer situation. The karma yoga is not done in its entirety. Quick, short, and a gentle breath into your awareness of the point in the space inside the forehead, and you are dropping Om Shanti. And stop it. We should not leave the practice as it is, but we should explore. You can recognize the resistance posed by the mind. We say it is because of the impurity. We have a new experiences that results into new level of awareness. So we recognize, we accept the changes. We can enjoy the changes, obviously, but we also understand the resistance. Understanding the resistance is also understanding the resistance is also a joy. Understanding that resistance is also a joy. Let me switch off my video, that may perhaps help in. So, any resistance we accept in order to remove it in the future. We are not aware of the reservoir of the karma. The reservoir of the past impression is the karma, the impurities that returns, triggers without a thought, and that is the greatest issue. So we are clear now. So now experience in the body, as if you are looking the body from outside, there is a sensation, relaxation and stillness. And then look inside the heart, or look inside the body. Look inside the body. So when you look inside the body, you find sensations still persist, and these sensations are moments of the calmness. They continue, they are good. And also behind those sensations, we experience a sense of emptiness, blankness, or space. That is the state of the quietness. Make it very clear. Be very clear. First, we have a sense of comfort. Comfort. Then we have a sense of, you can say, relaxation. That relaxation brings the stillness in the body. Body is the servant of mind. Oh, so now servant is off now, is off on duty. So what happens? Then the mind has to struggle inside. We say no, calmness. Why? What happens in the state of the calmness? The unwanted, unwelcome thoughts are far away from the lane 2. Lane 2 now dominating. It is an observer, even if the thoughts are there. But now what happens in lane 3? A sense of quietness is there. What does it mean by the sense of quietness? That you are listening. You know that you are listening a very far of noise in the midnight, and you know that it is too far to disturb you. It is too far to disturb you. I will keep my video off, so it will keep you too far from the thoughts. So never create an intellectual fantasy. Quietness means there should not be no thought. Thought is there, but it's too far to disturb you, to agitate you. It is very clear to the mind. That is a sense of purity in the mind. I'm recalling another step that we did a couple of weeks ago, happening and being. So you are just aware. The mind has no work to do. That is the meaning of just awareness. So in that field of awareness, we experience the sense of calmness, quietness, relaxation, duality, no duality. We are experiencing that sense of calmness. Continue the journey. I just switch off the video to maybe because of lose connection. So whatever is happening, whatever I am experiencing belongs to the mind, and the real self is the state of being. We should also be aware to discern, to do the viveka. To do the viveka, what is that? To do that viveka is we recognize that this joy, this relaxation, this peace, this calmness, this quietness is causeless. It is causeless. What does it mean by causeless? It is the ultimate cause. What is the ultimate cause? It is the state of the being. What is the state of the being? It is the real self. Happening and being. Again, I am explaining, and you are just awareness. Awareness means what? Knowledge. You know it. You are not doing anything. You are just sitting. So in Japanese meditation we say Zen meditation. You're just sitting in awareness. So we divide it. Who divides the mind? What is that division? The mind perceives clearly, the experience changes, my mind jumps onto the body, experiences sensation, relaxation and stillness. Then it jumps onto the unwanted thought, feeling and the sensation, and you become an observer, and then you experience the sense of the calmness. Then you see these thoughts are too far from you to disturb you. You also experience the state of the quietness. We are going deeper, my friend. Pay attention. We're doing viveka. Doing viveka between happening. Viveka can be done only when there are two or more than two. So we have already two. One is the state of being. Normally we are not aware of that. What is that being? That being is. What it means? Mouse is. Computer is. I am also is. So that isness is being. Causeless. Joy. So that joy, that calmness and the peace are coming from that being, not from the steps that we have understood. The moment we recognize it, we are already there. Happening means the change. Happening means the change. Depends on the being. If I'm not there, what is happening? I don't know. Nothing. Depends on the being, but the being is independent. Means what? That joy, that calmness, or manifestation depends on the being, not on happening. That is a very hair splitting analysis our masters did. So we recognize the state of the being, we are already there. That is why what we did last time, we understood listening and learning are of two types. One is from the right side, other is from the left. Means the heart and the being is listening, or my sense organ coupled with the mind is listening. We fall into cause and effect. Here it is a causeless joy, causeless. We return to happening and being viveka. If any unwanted thought enters, mind seeks something else, mind seeks something else, or mind becomes crazy, we say, I'm not doing anything, I'm not doing anything, and then lane 1, 2 and 3, and then happening and being. We have to understand, and then we have to continue. You know what it means by continuing? When you understand, you can sit for a longer period. It is not by any active step, because active step is engaged in the happening mode, and that happening mode is not me. Happening or doing mode is not me. Not me. It is ego. It is identification. It is identification, my friend. That is a subtle nature. That is what we need to understand. So what happens? All our active steps are optional. Oh, our active steps are optional. Now see, optional means what? You are aware, and if mind does not listen to follow, happening and being, they are mixed up. They are mixed up. You have a liberty. You have a freedom to do the breathing with Om Shanti for a couple of, for, for a while or few minutes, and then return to the same happening and being. The mind can easily recognize the causeless joy or calmness independent of any doing. Oh, any doing, that is what we need to understand at the level of awareness. Continue, my friend, continue. So, what we are continuing has nothing to do with any active step. Continuing has nothing to do with any any step. It is just an awareness of happening and doing. The happening means the changing identity. Unchanging identity, it still exists. Anything that changes cannot remain forever. But it has to depend on something that is unchanging. That unchanging identity is the state of being. Just sitting, I have nothing to say. Ego always wants, likes, enjoys becoming. That becoming is happening. And the being does not want anything, it does not need anything from the world outside. You have to follow. Once you are able to do viveka between happening and the being, and then extend this period of just sitting so that you are clear, oh, this is happening, this is changing, nothing to do with me, and you are absorbed into the state of the being. So we have succeeded. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both your palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. Know your experience.